All right, we're back. We're back, and we're going to continue our 2013 year in review, and we're going to talk about our favorite players, or the most notable players that we felt had some great years. Starting with you, Jeff. Who are your big players that, you know, whether it's foreign or Korean players that had big splashes in 2013?
I feel like this is a cool year for someone like Scarlett, who has always been one of the absolute best foreigners, but I feel like this year, with Stefano in particular stepping out of the limelight, it's allowed for some of these other players to kind of step up and fill that vacuum. And I feel like Scarlett is really established as one of the absolute best. You know, she just streamed the other day to, I think it was like 11,000 people. She's starting to, I mean, not starting to, she's continuing to be one of the final foreigners in all these events, really challenging these Koreans. Like, she took Jaedong, I think, to 7 games, or at least 6 games. She lost like 2 to 4 in that final that Jaedong finally won for Asus, and that's an amazing feat. She's like constantly doing that. She took a couple games off of, I believe it was SOS. She went 2-0 against him at, I think that was Red Bull, New York. So I feel like the 2013 is the year that she established herself as one of the absolute best. Top 2 for sure. Is between her and Naniwa as far as I'm concerned for foreigner. And I think that's really definitive this year. Other players that I would note rather, I think if you consider where Jaedong was at the beginning of 2013 and where he is now at the end of it, I think that's pretty spectacular. It's no question, obviously, he's one of my favorites. Bias, EG, all that shit, whatever.
Yes.
But he's really distinguished himself as one of the absolute best players. Not only was he one of the absolute best in Brood War, but now in StarCraft 2, he's done that again. And I think that's really cool. And he's done it while being a really exciting, awesome player that is not just like a robot on stage, but he like tries to invoke emotion and says bold things like "I will win," and then he like never did until the final one. But still, it was cool. It was cool to watch. So I feel like that's pretty awesome in terms of establishment there. And then like one of my underdog ones that I would give that I feel like doesn't get enough credit is I really feel like all the work that Desro has put in and how much he's improved in the year 2013. It feels kind of weird to say Scarlett, Jaedong, then Desro, because I'm not trying to say that Desro is one of the absolute best players on the planet. I don't think he would either. But I do like seeing every single day. I turn on Team Liquid and look at who's streaming. He's there for like 6 or 7 hours working hard. And before 2013, I felt like he worked hard to be kind of a... I mean, he didn't work hard at this, but he was a rambunctious kind of almost problem child in the scene. He had a stream that he wore like panda makeup and rice hats and shit like that, and like he was kind of a goofy guy, like, and people like that. But I feel like when I actually watch his stream a lot now because it's game after game after game of pretty damn high level Protoss play with good commentary, and I feel like he deserves a shout out for all the work he's put in because it's really starting to show, and I think that's a cool story. Because he sent himself to Korea, he sent himself to fucking that failed pro gamer house in Europe.
Yeah.
He's worked really hard at this. It's not, he didn't just come in naturally or ungratefully. He's worked really hard at it. So I like that story's out there.
Yeah, I agree. Desro, I've said it other times on this show too. I have a lot of respect for Mark because he, you know, under a lot of different situations where he's had some drama happen, right? That just his entire career with the community, he's kind of turned that all around, and now he's having a lot of success with his stream. And on top of that, like you said, his game, he qualified for Challenger last year for one of the seasons. So it's really, like you said, really great story. Steven, what do you think?
I definitely agree with ENControL there. I think that Desro was a better player than anyone in Huck, and it's been really surprising watching him grow into that. No, okay, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I didn't catch it. I'm sorry. I was staring. I'm sure
I agreed with you. I said I agreed with you that Desro is a better player than anyone Huck now.
Oh yeah.
No, obviously that's not what you said. It's hard for me to speak to Desro's success because obviously I'm close to him, so I'm very biased. But I mean that is something that I've talked to Desro about in the past, and I've said to Desro that it's really cool that he's been putting a lot of work into growing all of his stuff. And I hope that he continues to do that. And it's nice to see somebody do that because usually you get a lot of those mid-tier people that are stuck at that level, and they always kind of just stay there forever and then fizzle off. You know, I can think of a million European people that have done that.
Well, and they get mad too. They get mad when they see other players have like a lot of stream viewers and things, and it's like you can point to Desro's stream. And you look like take a look at this the subscriber section, what the subscribers get, and you know each day for a while he was doing guides and he was doing coaching. And he was doing all these things for people.
So it's cool that Desro's putting in all that work there.
Yeah.
I guess another shout out. This sounds really dumb, but Avillo has been growing his stream a fuck ton too. I don't know how much the Team Liquid partnership grew into that, or if there's just like people want to go watch him rage. He's like the new Idro since Idro doesn't stream as much anymore, or what. But I mean, Avillo's stream has gotten fairly popular, no?
It's gotten popular, all right.
Like if I'm not streaming, usually Avillo has the most viewers.
It's true.
No.
He easily gets over.
Yeah,
1,000.
I think you don't think so. I think so. You should like I'm looking at him right now. He's got 1,000 viewers.
No.
Like if I'm
No, I was
Yeah.
agreeing with you. I was agreeing with you.
Top 50 every month. He's not at the top. So just mathematically, you're wrong. But
oh wow,
yeah,
Hold on.
I just
I'm gonna go
cited
that.
science on you.
where was he at on the list?
Really?
Wait,
He's
do you
not
know
on
where
there?
he was at on
Look
the
at his
list?
average on there.
Let me
Yeah, he's
look.
like number 26 or 28 or something like that.
26 for Avillo. That's pretty good. Avillo always used to hang out way lower on that list.
I agree. I'm saying it's not good. It's just you were saying he's second best or some shit. I'm like, no, hold your horses there. Whoa there, Destiny. You're getting way too excited about Avilo.
I'm just saying that if I'm not streaming and it's late at night, usually Avillo is the one up there. Okay, but yeah, no, Avillo was ranked 7 last month. Fuck you. Ranked
Damn.
7.
Everyone
Rank
else must
7.
have not been streaming that much.
So Destiny, Dragon, Grubby, Cats, Maximus Black, that Hui guy, and then Avillo. So there you go. Avillo's been doing a good job. Good
He
work,
works
Avillo.
hard at
Don't
it, which is cool. And he plays Terran, which is becoming like a rarity. So it's really good for
Yeah,
him.
that's true too.
Never fucking play Terrans anymore. They all quit. They're done.
Yep, it's like somebody analyzed the last like 20 games I played because I asked, and it was like I played 3 Zergs, 1 Terran, and then 16 Protosses. I'm sure there are more Zergs higher up in the ladder, but there aren't very many Terrans at all anymore. It seems.
No.
All right. Well, actually, guys, I need to take a real quick break. I gotta deal with something real quick. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys.
Wait, are we able to chat? We can entertain this.
Oh, you want to do it? Yeah, go for it. I'll be right back.
Wait, what's our next list of topics?
Next topic, guys, is we have. Let's see. Best event. So, what was the best event of the year, and why? It doesn't have to be We could talk about StarCraft event, and then we could talk about just in general. What was your best event? If it was a League event or if it was a Dota event. So, why don't you talk about that? I'll be right back, guys. Sorry about that.
Gotcha. You're okay, right? You're not like having somebody dying, right?
I just need to take a look real quick. Sorry, I normally wouldn't do this, guys. So it's actually
Okay, fuck. Well, go if it's important.
Yeah.
Holy
No,
shit.
go,
Good
keep
luck.
talking, guys.
You're like,
Keep
nobody
Find one
died
right
already.
now
He's
if
like,
we need to.
well, I gotta go look. What the fuck? Yeah. Let's talk about the best esports event while he's checking if
Jesus.
someone died.
That was like, that's the most Chinese shit I've ever seen ChanManV do. Like, I think one of my kids might be dying, but I've got 3, so it's okay. Holy fuck.
I need to go see which one it was.
Hopefully it's not the boy. Alright, no, I'm just kidding. Okay, what's up? What was the best event for you in 2013? What's the best thing that happened to you in 2013?
Did he say to include LoL and all that?
Yeah, I guess. So, like, if you had really good LoL events.
You know, I think it's pretty momentous that they sold out Staples Center. I think that's pretty fucking insane. Like,
Sure.
I don't know if you can look at another event. I watched every minute of the International, and I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the production, and it was the first time it's ever happened where someone outside of gaming, that Atchison chick, the reporter, came in and did a stellar job, I thought. Usually that's just an incredible bombing, but she did a great job. But I guess the biggest feat for me would be selling out Staples Center. Like, I don't think anything matches that. That's just purely as like a feats perspective. As far as what I attended and liked the most, I thought BlizzCon was pretty amazing. Probably my favorite.
Sure. I really
What about
hope
you?
that this trend. I hope that this trend doesn't continue. Everybody used to always say that as esports grows, it's better for everybody. And then you always have the assholes like me saying, well, that's not necessarily true. Like, if League is the only thing growing, like, that doesn't really help us. But, like, secretly, I've always felt that way. Like, I hope that, like, as esports grows, even if it's for another company, that everybody gets carried along with it. But I always get this vibe now from Riot where they're like, fuck everybody else. Like, we're our own thing. So, like, I see, like, I don't know, like, just this nightmare of, like, Mr. Riot sitting in an office and, like, 4 or 5 different other companies come up to talk to him, and he's like, we really want to get into esports, and Riot's like, I don't know what esports is, like, I'm League of Legends, like, and then all that other shit is baby shit. Like that huge separation, that wall that Riot is putting up around like League of Legends to fuck off for everything else is something that's really uncomfortable for me right now. And it's
I
something
find
that
it
they've
hard to
always,
disagree with you when they
yeah,
did
and it's
that. I mean,
something.
that thing that came out.
Yeah, they've been pushing it for the past 6 months, in different ways. If you're an LCS team, they tried to pressure teams to get rid of their Dota teams and shit, and just all the stipulations for the LCS contracts that people were arguing about recently. I hope that doesn't become a trend because I don't think that esports there's not a big enough piece of pie yet for us to be like fighting like tooth and nail and like trying to slit each other's throats over who gets what. I like the inclusivity of everything before. And obviously, again, like something that I've always complained about, and something that people always know me about, like I fucking hate the entire concept of esports because I've always grown up as somebody that's just liked to play a lot of games, and the idea of being fiercely allegiant to one game has always been really foreign to me, and that's a really disgusting thought too. Like I don't like the idea of somebody feeling like they have to be fiercely allegiant to only one game and every other game can go fuck itself. Like that's a very alien concept to gamers, in my opinion. So I hope that somehow that trend can fuck off and go away and not become like a thing, for 2014 onwards.
Yeah, I feel like it's interesting because I definitely agree with you. I too am one of the guys that growing up, I didn't just play Mario Kart or GoldenEye or something like that. Or
Yeah,
just
and nobody did that. Like, do you want to play
Yeah.
GoldenEye? Fuck no, I only play Mario Kart. Or like, do you want to play Halo? Like, no, I only play fucking Tekken. Or like, do you want to play Final Fantasy? Like,
Right.
I only play Zelda games. Like, why? Like, nobody would fucking say that.
It just kind of came out. It's definitely systematic with esports in general. Like you get really proud of your game, and I know I've been caught up in that a few times. Where it's like, holy shit, StarCraft's the #1 game. Wow, we're the absolute best. Respect us. But in retrospect, there's no way to justify how dumb it sounds. I mean, like you just sound so stupid when you're like, well, I'm a StarCraft player, so somehow that means I'm better than you. They're like, well, I played StarCraft, and you're like, yeah, but you don't only play it. It's like, no, I play a bunch of games. Like, why
And
is
it's
that bad?
and it was even weirder coming back to the community where people identified me as a League player. So I would have these people who are like in gold or plat at best telling me that I'm not a StarCraft player when I've played like Brood War and StarCraft for probably longer than some of these people even been alive.
Yeah.
And it's like how do you even get off telling me that I'm not allowed to have an opinion about this game? Like, come on, like, how much I fucking played? Like, I don't know, man. I absolutely fucking hate that entire environment. That drives me crazy.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that. You probably have been getting a lot of that, right? Because you've been streaming more StarCraft, so people
Yeah, a little bit, but
try
I've
to
been
throw that in your face.
a little. Well, they did in the beginning, but I've been playing so much StarCraft lately that I think I identify more as a StarCraft 2 player now than. Oh my fucking god, dude! Fuck team games. I can't handle it. Team games is too much. I don't think I could ever play a team game full time.
I think one of the things too, and this is interesting because Greg, he's kind of going through this. Like he really, really loves Dota. And he's very outspoken about how he'll say he hates StarCraft. I think if you were to like distill that opinion, it's more that he hates the way it was executed, he hates the way it's treated, he hates his position. It's a little bit more nuanced than that. But the bottom line is, he unabashedly loves Dota. But I see his situation as kind of similar to, it's similar in a way to what happened to you, where it's like if you want to just go be an individual in a team-based game like LoL or Dota, I feel like it's so hard for you guys because it's like, if you're not identified by the safety net of a team that gives you all those benefits, which is what that whole atmosphere is about, and you're just an individual, it's just you doing solo queue over and over again and finding like other unique personalities, I guess, which I did watch your stream when you did that a few times, but it didn't carry, right? Like, do you see that as a problem too, or is that just...
What do you mean by carry?
Well, what I mean is, like, you would carry your show by... It's still personality driven, but it's harder to do in a team game.
Yeah, it's way harder to do in a team game. And another reason for that is because, like, say for instance in StarCraft 2, just the difference in the game and the amount of the number of fucking dipshits that you can get in a game are way different in StarCraft 2. In StarCraft 2, I'll run into an asshole like maybe 50% of the games, maybe 30-40% of the games. But even if I run into an asshole in StarCraft 2, I can talk shit to him, I can do whatever because my destiny is my own. Like, if I win or lose the game, like, I win or lose by my own fucking merit. And even if they're a fucking ghoster, like, there are a couple ghosters that I run into over and over again where it's like, it's StarCraft 2. Like, it doesn't matter if you're ghosting if you can't execute, like, you can win on mechanics alone in StarCraft. In League, you can never, ever talk shit to someone talking shit to you. I'm petrified of talking shit to somebody because I have no fucking idea what the people on my team are like, Like, I'm not about to talk shit to some guy and then have my mid go 0-12 and, like, I'm stuck here with my thumb up my ass getting raped by, a 14-0 Kassadin who just zooms into my lane and one-shots me. And then there's just the idea that, like, I was so well known that I would get stuck in these bubbles where literally every single game there'd be, like, 3 or 4 4 people in each game that knew who I was. And it was even worse if they were on my fucking team. And like, oh my god, like the trolling would just start at the very start of the game. And then there's the whole toxicity of the tribunal where people would try to bait you the entire game into saying something so that they could report you at the end of it. And then like I've seen like so many of my temp bans, I would go back through the reports and I would see like I would say something like, "Go kill yourself, you fucking piece of shit." And I would scroll up and it's literally them edging me on for like 4 minutes before I finally say something to them. And like, I don't know, man, like that whole environment.
Is that how the system works? Like it doesn't matter what they say, it's just you got caught?
No, absolutely no matter what they say. Absolutely not a care in the world. Yeah, it's only evaluated on what you say. And then there's the idea that there were a lot of games where for a little while like I was okay at it, but like you could win a game in League and still be miserable if you were a popular streamer because the way that you win is by sitting at your tower and not doing anything for 25 minutes because you're constantly getting 3 or 4 man ganked the entire fucking time. So like I sit there and like my mid and top end up carrying. But I mean, like, it's not fun for me. Like, I don't want to sit there fucking AFK farming at my tower because, 4 people want to dick ride me the entire fucking game. And, ugh, like, I don't know. Everything about that was, like, disastrous. I made a barcode with the intention of maybe playing off stream and ranking back up, but I don't know, man. It's being 2 years behind everybody else trying to get a competitive edge is, like, really fucking hard. Obviously, jumping into something that late. And then just the streaming the game was so fucking hard. And, I don't know.
And what I find hard about, too, is the end game. Because the success of that game is, again, like you need to be in LCS, or if it's Dota, you need to, I don't know, be on an international qualifying team. That's why they have the big team shuffles at the end. Your kid is adorable, by the way.
Yeah. Go see mom.
What are we talking about? We're talking about League now?
Well, we were talking about best events, which naturally led us to talking about the international and selling out Staples Center, but then I kind of went off on a tangent and asked Steven about his switch kind of back to StarCraft 2 because of how hard it is to be an individual streamer in MOBA. Because it's kind of my thing with I haven't had this talk with Greg, but I just think a lot about it. It's like he genuinely loves Dota, but I just can't wrap my head around how impossible it would be to be an individual in the MOBA scene trying to get anywhere, whereas in StarCraft you can. You have to be on a team in LoL or Dota, as far as I'm concerned, or be like Blitz, or literally, like Steven said, you can name them on a hand for each game, I think. 2 hands if we're going to be like super bifocally and like wow, technically the 7th guy is making an earning, so he's I just think it's really hard.
All right. Well,
is your family still all alive? Everybody's good, right?
Well, having some issues. I think I might have to cut the show short, guys. Unfortunately, apologize to all you guys, all the viewers, and you Jeff in particular.
That's all right.
Hopefully we can. I don't know. Maybe we can continue it sometime. Figure out a time, maybe, Jeff. I don't know. But unfortunately, emergencies. Again, apologize for that. But that's going to be it, at least for part one. Part one of this episode of Unfiltered. But I'm not used to ending shows like early, so
yeah.
I guess.
I'm sorry dealing with whatever you're dealing with, man.
Yeah, no problem. You want quick shout outs before we go? How about that? Jeff, you want to do some shout outs?
Yeah, real quick, just thanks everyone for tuning in. Sorry I got cut short. Thank you, ChanManV, for being on here, and Steven, always a pleasure to have conversations with you about this stuff. I appreciate it. If you want to support me, follow me on Twitter, EG.iNControL, and do check out my shirts on Designed by Humans. It's the best way to throw me some minerals if you want to support me that way.
Awesome. Steven?
Thanks a lot to Dollar Shave Club. You can check them out at destiny.gg/shave. You can check out Ting at destiny.gg/ting. Those will redirect you to my little sponsored links. Thanks to ChanManV for having me on. Thanks to Jeffro for joining us. And that's it. I'll stream after this too, if anybody wants to watch.
Awesome. And for me, I'll just, again, I want to thank Jeff for coming on today, Steven as always, and all of you guys, again, I apologize. Hopefully I'll make it up to you, and we'll hopefully continue this show. And check out the VODs later on youtube.com/ChanManV. All that good stuff. You know my channels. But okay, we'll see you next time.
Good luck, man.
Later.
Are you okay, buddy?